Kāti ake e hoa mānau mai, piki mai kake mai ki tēnei whakapāhotanga o te rauna whakamutunga, o tēnei whakataitai Super 8 mihi kawana kia koutou kua tūhono mai nei I tēnei ata ko kahurāna ki te maunga, o ngaru roro, te awa ko taki i te waka ko here taunga, te papatākoro nei. Ana, ka huri ki ngā manuhiri e hoa mā o kirikiri roa mihi ana kia taupuri maunga, waikato awa. Ko tainui I waka nau mai, haere mai e hoa mā ki tēnei whakataitai kia kaha. A ki ngā kapa e rua I tēnei ahi, kia rangatira te tākaro, a tēnā koutou katoa, ko māua ko teo husband, no tēnei ngā kai whakapāho, ngā autaua o tēnei tukinga, mihi kawana kia koutou, o tira kia koe pāpā tēnā ro atu koe.
Tēnā koe, moi hau, it's wonderful to share some space with you today, calling this game Hamilton Boys High School, lining up against Hastings, who are the hosts. Of course, Hamilton arrived full of confidence. They've had a pretty impressive season, haven't they? Victories over the top guns, and for Hastings, well, it's all about finishing strongly, really. They've shown some resilience throughout the campaign with a victory over Gisborne, while at times producing some very competitive performances against some of the strongest rugby schools in the country. Here's some results, Moiho.
Ai, ka te tiro ake tātou ki te kēmu I te rā wiki mai a kirikiri roi. Haukere kere hia a Gisborne e rātau 36-3. Ana whakawhiti atu ki a Rotorua. Unfortunate to be able to jump that second spot, so it has been cemented e hoa mā ko te tuatahi, ko kirikiri roa, ko te tuarua, ko ahuriri. As we look at our points table, we've got the tihi o te maunga playing against te pūtaketanga o te maunga. Acknowledgements to all of the 8 schools that have participated this year.
Yeah, it's been a wonderful tournament, and Hamilton Boys High School, traditional heavyweights in secondary school rugby, and they have shown that with their unbeaten record. It's a not well overcast, I suppose, in a way, but no sign of rain at the track here at Hastings Boys High School. Really looking forward to seeing some of their young players, and there are some young players in the squad doing well today, particularly from their skipper. This is Palmerston from Hastings, is already a somewhat under-18 sevens rep. So there's a lot of these young guys have already been noticed, I guess, by the rugby hierarchy, and looking forward to seeing what they can turn out here this afternoon.
Ana, I mua I te putanga mai o ngā kaitākaro e hoa mā, ka whakarongo atu tātou ki ngā kōrero a ngā kaia ko tuatahi ake kia Jason Schumacher. Tari ngā arearea mai.
Kia ora, Jason. Last round of a Super 8 today. What's the number one thing that you want to see from your boys out there today?
Yeah, I just want a performance. I think last week we let ourselves down against Tauranga, and I think, last game on our home pitch, last game for our Year 13s, we just want to put a performance out there for, family, friends and the team.
That's amazing. And Hamilton boys are obviously a strong opponent. Do you think that this round could give them an upset?
That's the plan, but, we've got to focus on us, and, we need to put pressure on them for long periods of time because they're a class team, and if we give them easy points, the game could run away with us. So, we've got to put them under pressure, create scoreboard pressure, and hopefully we get the result.
Thank you, Jason. All the best for your game today. Kia ora, Cam. You guys obviously secured a home final, but how important is the game as a momentum builder into the next week?
Kia ora. Yeah, obviously really, really important as a momentum builder. We probably, I guess it's it's going into a final either on the back foot or on the front foot, and yeah, we know where we want to be. So hopefully we can continue on with where we've been going the last few weeks.
Nice. And as a round robin comes to the end of this week, you guys obviously have had a very successful season. What have you been most proud of from this team?
I think probably just our ability to build momentum week to week, and yeah, like putting things together where perhaps last season where we had missed out. So boys just winning really critical moments in the game and coming together when it matters most. So yeah, been really pleased with the way we've been able to get through our games.
Great, thank you, Cam. All the best for your game.
Thanks very much. Cheers.
Ko te reo tērā o Cam Morby, kai oko matua o te kapa o Kirikiri Roa Rāua ko ngā kōrero a Jason Schumacher, coach of the Hastings boys outfit.
Mōri ora te whānau, kia ora and welcome. Good to have you with us here today. Well, what we do know is that Hamilton are chasing their another Super 8 title, while Hastings continue building an exciting pool of talent. This is the Hamilton lineup. Several Waikato representatives on display here today. We'll run through them. For Hamilton in the front row, it's Fafita, Vaka and Matangi, Hala, Puamo, and we'll be locking today. And on the side, Hyatt and Foot, who's captain as well. At the back of the scrum, Isaiah Edwards and number 9, Sturm, followed by Botherway, Deha, Elliott, Marshall Moore, Mark, Hunter and Ward. They've got a good bench, and as we've seen, Moiho, the benches have had a lot to do with the end results in all of the games that we've covered in Super 8 this year. But they're a class act, the young lads from Hamilton. There'll be plenty of firepower in there, and for the hosts, well, a chance really just to try and hang with them. But it's going to be tough work for the young Hastings squad. They're coming with plenty of mana and plenty of support as well.
Oh, that's the second 15 asking the lads, Hastings, are we ready? And ko te whakahokinga, yes, of course we are ready. Ana ko Hastings tēnei e puta mai nā, he re taunga me ngā kōrero e tautoko hia ana pau te kaha. No tōna, nā tō rātou kaiako, e mea nā koina te kemu me ki whakamutunga mo e tehi o ngā tau te kaumā toru. So, last game as a year 13 for Hastings. Let's have a look at their lineup. Ko ngā paumua e rua, ko Taivale, ko Parisi, ko te Waitīkape, ko Tonga Uiha, ana ko ngā pauwhitiki ko Peia a Kiong, ana tua ono me te tua whitu a Reed Hono Tapu. Ki muri i te nonoke i tēnei ahi e hoama, ko Sione Kauwhanonga, halfback Kavana McGee, topatahi Māui ko ngā parirau ko Teha me Ratuere, toru koata ko A Kiong, Peia Pauwainga, ana ko te hiku o te kapa o here taunga ko Pairaro, Mikaele. To the bench we've got Pailate, Moatane, Kali, Kea, Boyce, Tamoy and Butler, coached by Jason Schumacher and Kaolo. 1 plays 8 here this afternoon, but take nothing away from the Hastings squad as the boys line up for one last hurrah alongside their tuakana. Hamilton into another final 2026 up against Ahuriri. Nā ka paku whakatā tātou mo te hunga kua riro.
As we've mentioned throughout the course of the season too, this is a wonderful celebration of culture merging with kura, and these traditions are something to be treasured as well from each of the kura, irrespective of the results on the table. Each of the squads play with mana, and the sporting aspect of school life is very important. A number of these players balancing not just rugby ambitions and sporting ambitions, but looking at future careers. And when you look at some of the CVs that they've furnished to us earlier in the year, some are looking at careers in law and certainly going to varsity, tradesmen, physiotherapy. These are all the goals that some of these young guys have for themselves. And as always, the haka is a very special part of this celebration of sport, and one that we here at Whakata Māori acknowledge as being something very special to our lands.
Rugby and Tangerine.
Nā kua mutu ngā haka, kua tau te wairua ki te papatākoro e hoa mā, kua whakapuakina te mana o ia kura. Ai nāi nei, kei mahi I ngā mahi I runga I te papa. Ko tai te wā mo te futu pōro, tuku a te pōro kia rere.
About to get underway. That was an awesome start to our celebration here in Tauranga today. A little bit of wind at the moment would be coming in behind the Hamilton Boys High School squad as we get some replays of the mana, the ihi, the wihi. That is part of our haka tradition. And of course, mixing it up here as we get our referee, David Clarkson, will be in control of the action. Wonderful to have you with us here. And big ups to all of the sponsors who have helped for Kata Māori to celebrate this aspect of school life right throughout season 2026. This is the last of pool play in our Super 8 rugby. Congratulations to those going through to the final. But of course, for the host, for the home team, a chance to just remind everyone that they're here and they're not going away. They'll be back next year, better, more skillful, and some of the young players will have gained plenty from their opportunities of wearing the proud colours of their kura throughout 2026. Wonderful to have you with us, and thanks again for joining us this Saturday afternoon for more action from Super 8 Rugby. It's Hastings Boys High School from the left, and it's Hamilton Boys from the right.
Nā kua rongo I te wihara, e tohu a mai nā kua timata te kemu. Engari, kāri eke te paoro ki tana te kaumita. Nā hoki mai anō, ngā kapa e rua ki wainga, ai te whira he kōwhiringa kei te haere. Anā kua whakatauhia e kirikiriro he nonoke.
Last time I think we called Hastings, there was one big score through the pool play, and really the early stages it was done and dusted with 3 quick tries. But this time around we're looking for improved performances. Hastings boys, they went down 40-24 in the opening round to New Plymouth, beat Gisborne 40-36, and a loss to Rotorua just 25-5. Hamilton Boys High on the other handle have drawn with Rotorua through the season. That's them with the football at the moment. As I say, the images here from Hastings, always cool with Tamata Peak not too far in the background. And still to pack down this opening scrum. The number 9 feeding that scrum is Miller Sturm. Sturm's got plenty of skill, and the combination he has with Jackson Bothaway, the 9 and 10 here for Hamilton, have been very fruitful throughout the Super 8 season thus far. Referee having some words with both scrum packs about his expectations across the next 70-odd minutes. 35-minute halves, as you're aware. Backing down at the back is Isaiah Edwards for Hamilton Boys. They'll take the ball now on the halfway line. This real opportunity with ball in hand, and an early kick testing here as Dahar Elliott angles across. It's into touch. And that number 11 is Liam Dahar Elliott. Plenty of speed as well as we've seen through the season. So just on the 22, throw in here today. You know, there's a wonderful old boys connection to Hastings Boys High School, and the rivalry that they have with their compadres from Napier Boys is epic and ongoing. It's a nice little take here for the host team as they work that cross through the hands. Tariki Maui, also one to watch out for in jersey number 10, Hastings in possession as Gabe Daha takes it to ground. Little fumble. May cause some problems here. The referee's onto it. And the scrum to be set here with a Hamilton kitty raw feed. And they're inside the 22. So the boys just saying to Junior Paya, put that one down. A little bit of, it's okay, mate, early days. And just getting the scrum set here as well. Yeah, Hamilton boys, well, it's been a rich nursery for top rugby talent, across generations, to be honest. And for Hastings, well, we know that it's a very proud tradition. The community rivalry between each of the schools, all of the schools involved in the Super 8, those something to note. Plenty of respect for each other, but also the rivalry is quite intense. Short side play, Sturm, and then out to an unmarked winger on the right-hand side. He goes into score pretty comfortably as well. Carson Hunter into score. Was always going to be difficult from close range. Nice lead-up work for Sturm too. You notice the opportunity down the right flank.
Yeah, really built some pressure right from the scrum at halfway after the initial starting kick didn't go to plan. Kick to the corner, put some pressure on the defence line of Hastings, and ko te piro tua tahi o te rā kua tukuna. A ki te rā o ngā parirau matau a Hunter. Heoi anō e Wamako Hamilton, tāu e meana Dale. Ārunga mo te nui o ngā taonga o te Super 8 I roto I ngā tau. Te kaumātahi katoa ngā taitara o te kura nei. Back in 2017 they shared a trophy with Hastings. They come up against Napier, who've won the Super 8 6 times. And so Hamilton wasn't too sure how coach Cam Morby would have selected his team. If he would
rest some
in, yeah.
Going into the finals, does look like it looks like a pretty strong team. And of course the conversion from wide out also classy. Sturm.
What happened there, Dale, is the sharpness, I suppose, of Isaiah Edwards breaking off the scrum and acting as another number. So they had an additional player on the shorthand edge, and just a simple draw and pass getting us in for our first try.
Here's the kick-off from Hastings, running left to right. They've managed to secure the football as Hamilton have the ball, but this is competitive at the moment. Hastings is trying to upset the rhythm for the visitors. They have possession in centre field, just inside their own 22. Letting the ball do the work at the moment. It's Elliott down the left edge. Another shunting run here. Hamilton. They've got good patterns and good rhythm too, which they've utilised to good effect throughout 2026. As the kick to the far side of the field rolls end over end. It's picked off by Maui. He finds himself under some pressure, gets the ball inside to Deha. But again, Hamilton boys, everything coming up roses for them in the early stages.
Yeah, try scorer Hunter putting an awesome chase on, pressure on the tidy up work in the scramble defence at the back. Being able to force the opponent to touch. I saw Dave Rennie come out with his All Blacks in South Africa yesterday, and there were thousands of supporters.
Well, you know, the New Zealand team during the apartheid era had plenty of support, and of course, fortunately, we've seen the demise of that regime. But even so, as a result, there's still plenty of aloha for our New Zealand rugby players on show in South Africa. A big challenge for them. A tour like we haven't seen in 3 decades, really, with 4 tests and plenty of lead-up games. Here we are back in the thick of the action, though, right in front of the post on the 22, as Hamilton continue to ask questions of the Hastings defence. They're working hard to contain them at the moment, but the pick and goes and multiple phases have been beneficial here. Coming in to make a tackle to break out that will break down that opportunity to work it through the line. Let's stay with them here, Moiho. 10 metres out from the try line. Hamilton continue to press forward.
Nā mawaru, Edwards, ko tahi ana ke tana ara, ko te ara whakamua. Heoi, ka are te kai tākoro I te whakawātea, I te pōro. Not releasing.
And a breath of relief for the non-release as well for the home team. They just need to stay in the game, and that's going to be with some concerted defensive efforts here, Moiho. You know, young guys who looked at the table as well, they know that it's a bit of a David and Goliath match-up here, but they fancy themselves and must. You've got to go into the game with some confidence, and at this stage, whilst they've conceded one try, they just want to contain that scoreline. They know just how good this Hamilton team can be. At the moment, they get themselves an opportunity for the line-out. You're watching Whakaata Māori, a celebration of our rangatahi and their sporting exploits. Really pleased to have you with us this Saturday afternoon. Pressure on as they come swirling to the Hamilton attack, whipped across by Sturm. They've got numbers on the right edge. This man's very elusive, Israel Marshall Moore. He's wrapped up in the tackle there of Mikaele. But still danger lurks here as Malakai Hala takes the ball forward. Plenty of support from his forwards as well, close to the line. Bit of a turnover. In fact, no, it's going to be a penalty here. So the heat is still on in the kitchen as far as Hastings Boys High School are concerned.
Yeah, nā wai ka ua ka tahi ka ua ke atu. Me pakari te rārenga wao a here taunga. Nā te whakatau a te topatahi, Jackson Botherway. Ka kikia te pōro. Ka whai
Yeah, they're
wahi
playing with an air of confidence, aren't they, Moiho? And that's deserving too, having gone unbeaten so far in the competition. But it's more than a training run for them. They have to put it all together. Their coach, Cam Morby, will have big expectations of how his team control the football.
E kare kore mātaki-taki hia ana a ahuriri I a kirikiri roa I tēnei rā, as we see a maul and a carry from the kaitikape, a Vili Vaka. Vaka placing the ball back and recycling well.
And the try has been scored. Was it from Vili?
Vili Vaka.
We'll have another look at it. He's the one who comes up with a smile, although he looks like a bloke who smiles a lot. Let's have a look where that number 2 is. That's Vili Vaka. Driving towards the line. Well, it wasn't him. The pickup might have been the guy from the back row. And Moiho. That is the number 8. Isaiah Edwards, I think, credited with the try.
He could have been the pick and go prior. Let's say it was a forward's try. As one of our sons munches on a whole block of chocolate.
Was it chocolate? Would have been
Nothing's
cheese.
better.
Could have been cheese. Was he the Milky Bar kid? And the flags are up again. So 14-0. Early days. 10 minutes gone. Hamilton Boys High School. Once they get good field position, they're very hard to contain.
I'll just have a quick look here. That's Vaka with the carry. This was Edwards who went short, but this next pick and go does well there. Well, you be the judge at home.
That's a nice way out. Alrighty. So Hastings, head of Tauranga, the fruit capital of our country in many ways. What with waddies and sadly I hear that one of the big factories, McCain's, might be closing down as well there. So it's been tough times for the people of Tauranga. And at the moment, they're up against a Hamilton team that's looking very strong. This is Israel Marshall Moore. And again, we get another opportunity. Sturm wants to get on with it quickly. I think they're eyeing up the touchline here, our broadcast touchline.
As we heard the word discipline come from the sidelines. Coach Jason Schumacher and Carl Lowe reminding the lads, hey, we're already down by 2 converted tries. If we don't maintain some form of discipline, things are going to get a lot harder.
Here's a throw in here from Vili Vaka. Bulavanaka to our Fijian viewers today. Plenty of Fijian players as well in the Super 8 competition. With the ball on the far side of the field, well, we know that Carson Hunter's got some wheels, so they're going to have to cover up tight here. Hastings in the mix is Pairaro Mikaele. He's in jersey number 15 for Hastings today. Look at this powerful surging run too. Caleb Puamo outside the 22. Numbers deep and wide. They're trying to get it out here at the moment. That's some solid and committed defence. Midfield, but still in possession. Kitty Roa. Everyone seems to know their jobs. Fullback chimes in. This is Benny Ward. Puts the kick on. And Hastings will push it into touch here on the broadcast side as Dehar Elliott puts the chase on. Haven't had too many opportunities. The home team at the moment score 14-0. Two good conversions as well to those tries. The first of them scored by Hunter. And the second, well, a little bit of a question mark on that one.
Team try.
Team try, we'll call it. Team try, son.
And also, wā mā koutou mātaki maina, thanks and big ups to our athletes who are over in Glasgow. Medalists.
Sturm at the 12 pushing forward. Marshall Moore right in front of the post. Danger times once again for Hastings. They've managed to snaffle the ball as well as some cloud build-up is occurring behind the club rooms there. Lovely little run. Back it comes to Carson Hunter. Angles back in. Good lead-up work from Tommy Foote. Here's the 8. Edwards again. Another powerful carry. See how they chime in. They've got a rhythm to the way they roll in and support each other.
Wave after wave.
Yeah, just too tough for Hastings to contain.
Waka ki taku mōhio.
Aye. There's some good young players in here, and that's what we enjoy. And also, puffer jackets and hunting and fishing gears. Very prevalent on the sideline as we see Sturm once again. This strong carry as well from Marshall Moore. Then the number 8 picks it. And then Vaka just hanging in tough. And he's able to get himself low to the ground. Referee has a decent look and he tumbles across the chalk. And that's another try. Try number 3. 15 gone. That raises the flags as well. So absolutely spot on off the kicking tee. Great play here from Hamilton. Very dominant. And, you know, they've came full of confidence, as they should. Vaka really able to capitalise off the solid lead-up work, including the back row. Number 8, Isaiah Edwards, who chimed in nicely there as well. 21 points to 0 with 15 gone. There's always a risk of a big scoreline here today. But we don't want to take anything away from Hastings. As we mentioned at the start off, you know, they're still blooding in new young players. And they've had no ball as well, which is, you know, some defence for them. I can't recall them having a real attacking opportunity as yet. On the boot, goes Butherway. It's a charge down and a rear guard kick to touch on the far side of the field. Good touch finder as well. They'll set the line out about 15 metres from halfway and Kitty Roa's end of the field. Well, irrespective of the scoreline, there's fun to be had on the sidelines at Hastings Boys High School.
Rata kau mātahi ngā piro kia kiri roa. Kare anoa here taunga kia whai piro. Ngari kei te manawa nui tonu a Hastings.
Be great to see Hastings with the football. Here's their best chance. And it's taken and delivered. Let's see if they can control the football for a few sets. A nice little carry here from Taivale. You get some support. Out to Kavana McGee, who's at the back. This is Perese, who comes forward. Working it across. Stepping inside is the skipper Paya. Panapapaya. Just outside the 22 at the moment. And it'll be a penalty right in front of the sticks here for Hastings. They'll probably want to get on with it quickly. As referee Dave Clarkson signals the penalty. They'll be a little bit gassed been back footing for the first 15 minutes.
Yeah, first real opportunity for Hastings. Let's put some pressure on the Hamilton line. Very vital that they score next, just to stop the flow of momentum.
Yeah, they just lift them up. Thanks to our sponsors as well, Nativa and Apollo Projects. And of course, I always use Anchor butter on my toast. I don't know about you, Moy, huh?
I thought Anchor was milk, bro. Why would you put milk on your toast?
No, but it's not milk. It's butter, it's dairy. And of course, Bailey's, that's not the drink. That's the real estate outfit. Here we go. So Hastings have the ball. Tauranga, as us Māori prefer to call the area, but Hastings is the handle. It's gone as we step inside here, and on the drive is Paya. Well, he's got plenty of skill, part of Paya. The big number 8's Kowhanonga. He takes it in, looking for Kavana McGee. Cut out ball. This is Taivale once again. The big prop forward has them set. Kavana McGee looking for his big men. Little show, little dummy, and straighten. 10 to the right-hand side of the post. It's the best opportunity here that Tauranga have had so far in the game. Good tackle, though. It's put away on Kara Kiong. Still with it. Hastings. That ball's gone loose. And Hamilton come up with it. Not surprisingly, Sodom will send it down towards the left-hand touch line. A bit of balancing work. It got pretty close to the chalk, too. When picking it up, I think that was the 6, Kingston Reid. But Hastings is still in possession. They've lost a lot of ground, though, from that play. Let's see how they can control the action. 10 short of the halfway line now.
Liam Diha Elliott with the Diha of a tackle. Put his opposite on their back. This is a strong run. Knocked back by 14, and we're playing it on here. Te taha MΑORI, te taha tawhiti o te whira. Here Tauranga. Paumua tēnei, a Taivale. Hoki whakamuri ana, a here Tauranga I tēnei wā. Mahi whakapaipai a Kowhanonga. Taha MAORI, karo whakaroto ana.
This is a better period of play here for the home team. They've had precious little ball, and now when they get a chance to work with it, they're showing some promising signs. But, of course, Hamilton, there's the blind pass, and it's into the hands here of Mikaele at the back. Bit of an advantage being played. Splitting them open, and now with the ball out to the right-hand side. Lovely ball onto Ratuere. Play on. Still Hastings. It's been stolen here and kicked forward by Hamilton boys. I think it was Daha. Still, Hastings in possession. Needing some support at the moment. It's MAORI. Kicking in and having a run for it is Ben Ward. The bounce is called for him, and Ben Ward goes into score. Well, that'll be disappointment etched on the faces of the Tauranga students. They thought that they were in with a chance of scoring themselves, and the play goes right down the other end of the field. But tribute to Ben Ward, let's stay with this as we call in the replay.
Yeah, cruel game I ona wā e Homa. We saw the change of position from both teams about 2 or 3 times there. Earlier back in the play, one of the halfbacks broke through the ruck area, and kāre he tangata I reira mo tana parirau matau. A dini one Ratuere. Hands on heads. A bit frustrated at that conversion attempt.
Well, Jackson's got a bit of a smile on his face. 3 great conversions, and that one a little sus. Let's have another look here. Now, the fullback comes into action, Ben Wood, and he decides to put a little grubber kick through. That's confidence high, isn't it? And then waited for the bounce. It came to him perfectly, and it's a top draw effort too from the fullback. Wonderful to have you with us. This is the round of pool play. And Hamilton continue their impressive start here in Hastings. 26 points to 0. And the forward pack has been outstanding for the visitors, as we might expect too, when we look at their 5-0 coming into this match. Far side of the field here, and it's Hamilton once again in possession, and some tough defensive work required here from the boys from Hastings Boys High School.
Yeah, for Hastings, Dale, this is a test of character, mate. They've shown throughout the season that they can fight back. Highlighted in their dub, 40 points to 36 over Gizzy. They need to find a way to slow Hamilton's momentum and build some pressure of their own.
Yeah, sure.
Instead of attacking out of their own half.
I like this run down the right edge. This is the way to go. Some fleet-footed swerving, and what a wonderful carry that time from Jimmy Rotorua. Now Hastings, first real opportunity. Paya gets hold of the football. Their skipper, look at that tackle. Referee's playing advantage here for Hastings.
Yeah, there might be a card here, Dale. Tuhapane was okay with that tackle. That did almost pass the horizontal.
What about Rotuere's fleet-footed
For
burst
sure.
down that right edge?
In and away, and then inside out, then an outside in.
The old inside out, the outside in.
Yeah, bro, we'll have another look at it when we get a chance.
Okay.
Rotorua, we're just talking about attacking from your own 22.
Yeah, well, he seems to be a go-to man, doesn't he? And certainly the way that Palapapaya has got into the action. Watch this. It's a beautiful run.
Inside out,
Yeah.
outside in.
Okay. Fair enough. Fair description. So here's the throw-in. Hastings want the ball. They need the ball. Hungry for the ball. Here's the throw. Kapai. Here's a great opportunity for Hastings. Wouldn't that give them a boost if they're able to get across the line here in Moiho? Good driving effort. Has the ball been ripped away? No, still in the hands of the Heratonga men, or young men. Delivered up. Needing some support here. Hamilton boys have been here and done that on the defensive line. Here's the big shunting run too from Genesis Taivale. The Piro.
Alright, try time. Big ups, mihiana, kia koutou, ngā kai tākoro here taunga I Manawaroa. I te wahanga tuatahi nei. So we have another look at it. Low trajectory. Difficult to stop that close to the line.
Yeah, Taivale has been prominent and doing some good work as well, as we see him behind the posts here for the Hamilton boys squad. So with some possession, they can issue a few threats. That's quite obvious here. This man had a scorching run down the right edge, Ratuere. And Taivale's been one of the best as well. Been really impressed by Paya's input, and Kofalonga too has featured prominently. Great to have you with us here this afternoon. You're watching Super 8 Rugby here on Whakaata Māori in this year-long celebration of rangatahi sport. And of course, with Secondary School Sports Week coming up, there's a stack of different codes that are being covered. Many of them i te reo Māori or in a bilingual fashion, as is the case with the way that we work, me and Moiho. But what it is just giving more options, publicity and support to our young people's sporting endeavours. So we can expect, I think it's indoor bowls, there's netball, there's basketball, all coming up, as well, of course, as football and rugby through the secondary school sports weeks and tournament weeks, not too far away. 26-7, and look at this kick-off here, Moiho. Gut-wrenching after just scoring, and the kick is El Perfecto Mondo. And immediately Hamilton are pressing again. Long-range efforts needed. Here's Panapapaya once again. Finds himself with the football in front of the posts. And now the turnover picked off was an intercept, wasn't it? And comes Sturm. Senses a chance down the right edge. Now Hastings under some pressure yet again. And will they be able to hold out? No, they won't. There's this big guy comes up. Surfaced. Obviously, these guys have travelled down from the Waikato and high-fiving it.
Mitchell Matangi ki taku mōhio e homa. Aroha mai, bro mehe me e hara koe I Mitchell Matangi.
See that intercept there.
We'll have another look at it.
Yeah, te nama.
Te nama toru.
Yeah.
Nama toru, nama tahi rane. Dion Fafita, Mitchell Matangi. Aroha mai o mai. We're normally better than this, but it's been a long season.
Honestly, you can't. Sometimes it's hard to pick, because we haven't been calling these guys very much. If at all, have you called Hamilton this year?
Cole.
Well, there we go. We'll call them team tries anyway. 31-7 scoreline, 27 gone. Nothing wrong with crediting two guys with the one try anyway. That is number one.
Thinking, koe. Ka pai Dion.
Down for Fita. Get it right next time, will you, Moiho?
Oh, well. Hamilton still holding a commanding lead.
Not unexpected. But at least Hastings have scored a try, and that's a reward for their effort too. But the challenge now is sort of backing that up with, getting hold of the ball and controlling it. That intercept was gut-wrenching for them as well, right on the line. And then able to turn it back to the big guys who just, in some sort of bulldoze their way forward. The big Japs, the front row here for Hamilton. Mitchell Matangi down for Fida. Of course, and Vili Vaka. Well, he's no little fella as well. Big, tough, not so tall. The front row there. Looks pretty imposing, doesn't it, Moiho? Here's coach
Cam Morby.
Cam Morby.
He's got his arsies.
Yes.
Feeding the messages.
Now this is a bit of play. This is the man we've been excited to see. Rotorua has the ball. He'll go for the chip over the top. There's a nice charge down. Recovering here from Hastings. Ball in hand here for Deha. Needs some support. Taken by Kavana McGee. As they work it through the middle. 40 out from the try line. Referee playing advantage. Hastings will get hold of the football. Here's Sampson. Kavana McGee has the ball. They'll just have a little conflab here as they work out best tactics and opting to go to touch here on the broadcast side. If you've just joined us, this is Super 8. It is round 6, the last of pool play. And you've got Hamilton boys playing right to left. You come into the competition unbeaten up against Hastings, who've had just the one win this season in the Super 8 competition. This is Sylvester Tuahueha, and he'll have the throw-in duties as his teammates get themselves in position. These boys from Tauranga, many different nationalities represented in the school role, and now they get a chance with the ball in hand. It's been tough for them so far in the match. They've conceded 4 tries, scoring 1 through Tavale. This time rumbling across the touchline as well. So, this is to do with the toughness, I guess, of the forward pack that they're playing against today. Some good friendships and whanangatanga existing in all of these squads. Here's another look at it. See the way Hamilton driving them towards touch. Not the outcome that Hastings would have wanted. But still in good field position. Here's a good opportunity if they can snaffle this line out. If you can secure the ball against the throw, it's always a huge bonus. Finally, the ball comes in. Beautifully done as well. Big climb for Caleb Puamo. Hamilton, close to their line, but I think full of confidence here at the moment. With possession, and Hastings trying to get to the scramble. Here's the kick towards the broadcast touch. Will it find touch? No, it finds the hands of Rotorua again. He sends it right in field to Mikaele. He now loads it up here for MΑORI, who has the football. Good defence. And Hamilton will get the feed as well. But he's an excitement machine, isn't he? MΑORI. Rotorua here in number 14 on the wing, just close to us. And Kingston Reid making his way back onto the track.
Yeah, I feel for Tariki MAORI. Been getting slammed left, right and centre throughout this first half. As a topatahi first 5, he's got a lot of pressure on him, but yep. Hamilton ahead hurt.
31-7, and the referee's just coming back here.
Possibly to the indiscretion that I was mentioning.
Where the number 10 was getting whacked.
Yeah, he sort of got slammed to the ground.
Tariki Maui. The referee is coming all the way over. Does he want to have a look at the replay?
Hey, this isn't the bloodies.
Let's have a word here. Not quite sure. We can't hear the sideline.
Yeah, he was just sort of mentioning, I think, how vocal some of the sort of coaching staff are on the side of the fields. The touchy must be getting in there full.
Okay. Oh, well, that's understandable. Referee has to control the, not just the boys on the field, but certainly those on the sideline. We're back into the action on the far side of the field. 32 minutes gone, 31-7 scoreline. 10 metres inside Hamilton's half. I think everyone's on notice to be mindful of what you're saying and proximity of the touch judges.
Oh, well, the coaches and managers don't want to get on detention, do they?
No, they certainly do not.
Writing lines or picking chewing gum off from under the desks?
You'd hope not. No, look at this guy go on the far side. He'll put the chip over the top too. Pressure on at the back. This bounce important. And he's come away with it. Hunter, once again, Carson Hunter will everything turn to gold for Carson Hunter. The run was superb. The kick and the bounce all just really falling into his arms. But he had to make the play himself. This is a class act. Have a good look at this young fella on the fly.
Anone ko Zoe Hobbsdale kei ngā taumā heke heke. That was a scrum set move. Not to the open side, to the first five, but to the short side with one winger. We'll have another look at it. It was
36-7 with a kick to come from wide out. He was the man who scored the first try.
The bounce was pretty kind, to be honest.
Well, you can, you get your own luck, don't you? I mean, he weighted it perfectly. He followed it through swiftly, and he retrieved it effortlessly. So, classy work from Carson Hunter. Second try of the afternoon. This time off the cow horns, and the flags stay down.
Well, have you got any other similes to add simultaneously?
Well, no, I haven't.
Have another look at this one, Dad. Zoe Hobbs down the sideline. The bounce is kind into the midst of the hunter.
Yes. Well, that guy deserves a hunting and fishing jacket, doesn't he? No, he's been one of the best here today. In fact, I've really been impressed by the wingers on that side of the field, Carson Hunter, and of course on this side of the field, Jimmy Oni Ratuere. It's wonderful to see fleet-footed young guys on the fly, backing themselves. 36-7 scoreline, 34 gone, last minute of play. But again, I remind you, this is our reference up in the corner of your screen today. It's really down to the referee, and any breaks in play, he'll no doubt load on to his watch. Hastings with the football. You've still got to pay tribute to these young guys. They've been trying hard all day today. They've come up against a team who've, really well honed their skill sets, really complementing each other. The front row of Fafita Whakamatangi has been really hard to contain. Just big units, half volley pickup. Let's get it to Ratuere again. He's waiting on the wings. Literally here on the outside, broadcast side of Hastings Boys. Good low trajectory too on that carry from Ladanian Achiong. And here's your eight. Sione Kauwhanonga on the far side of the field. Hastings still have possession, but the defence from Hamilton really untroubled. Those beautiful hands there to keep possession. We might get another look at it. That was really picked up off the grass. It was fabulous. Tariki Maui. Here's the left foot kick. Going to get back here to the fullback, who is there, Ben Ward. He says, well, let's go down the other end. And this bounce is going to be important. So will the chase be as well. That ball's still alive. Here's the toe through. And the bounce is beautiful. And Jackson Butherway is in to score. Well, just keep going, wait for the whistle. And those bounces, they were just gut-wrenching for the home team. But a reason to celebrate for young Jackson in jersey 10.
Tā te tiro anō tātou ki te kiki tawhiti. Ki te kokona rāno, engari meana te kōrero. He pai ke atu te whaiwhai I te pōro I tā te kiki. When the gods are on your side, the fruits are yours. Heo anō. Hoki mai ana te referee. Te tihi harmony. I think that that clash or the conflict between the tuere trying to go for the boys, a nice run here, drawn and pass and split open. This is the Toparua Po Wainga.
It's Carter Akiong. Yeah?
Creative second five, of course, out of the Hawke's Bay 16s and 18s.
So we take that last try
Off
away.
them, aye.
It's for a push. And then Hastings come back and they surprise Hamilton by working the ball straight across to the left-hand side. And here comes Kata Kiong. Gets away from the desperate tackle of Botherway. Steps inside beautifully through Ward. And then runs it in underneath the posts. Well, look, that is a reward for these young guys from Hastings. Who've been trying hard against a team that's well seasoned. And that one is successful. So we go to the half-time break and an entertaining game of rugby here in the Super 8. Hope you're enjoying it at home today. Hamilton Boys High School, first 15, lead the hosts, Hastings Boys. It's 36-14 at the half-time break here on Whakaata MāORI.
I'm Kiki Nuda, and I've always been passionate about kai. I realised I'd found my place and became a chef. The kitchen gave me something I needed: healing, connection, and purpose. Like a lot of us, I'm still on my own haringa, working out what it means to be Māori to me. Food is my love language. And now, I want to share that with you. Incredible local ingredients, traditional Māori dishes, and my own take on how we bring those flavours to life today.
Funding is a real challenge. We know that a lot of schools face that ongoing, and the reality is if you go to a lower decile school in New Zealand, you are less likely to be able to afford to participate in sport.
Obviously, having come through it myself with kids and being one of those kids myself who played sport, I know how much it defined who I was. And now being able to go, I can't fix it all, but we can help and try and give to those people who are going through really tough times. It's a real privilege, but you know, for us, we want to see others get involved with it. This is not a selfish thing for Apollo. This is about how can we get, whether it's construction or other businesses, to get involved in this.
There's a lot of things that kids miss out on, and so to have businesses step up and want to be involved and to help is a game changer for schools. It really is.
What makes Bailey's altogether better? It's the energy we bring to every home, every commercial property, every investment, every development, and every farm. Because when the energy is right, you can feel it. Bailey's, altogether better.
Hey. Sport is about more than just the game. It's about going from teammates to best mates. It's the high fives and helping hands. It's learning when to back yourself or back your buddies. It's actually being excited to get out of bed early on a Saturday. Sport is about more than just the game. That's why Caltex is proud to help fuel school sports.
The forest should never have been taken off this steep hill country that's eroding, and it makes absolute sense to afforest those hills. What we're doing here is using the exotics to help that process get established. We're looking at a managed transition process where those pines are progressively thinned as the native understory establishes. We're trying to do several things here. Soak up carbon, establish native forest, and we're trying to improve biodiversity. You're achieving an awful lot with one program of activity.
All right, short stuff. Show me what you got. You just don't have what it takes.
We have no power, no audience, we make no money, and they're the ones who are making the decisions for us. You're the boxer, this is your fight.
It's a brutal, barbaric sport.
I think it's kind of exciting.
On the Ropes, all eps streaming now, ki MΑORI Plus.
A hoki mai te iwi ki tēnei kemu I Wainganui here taunga. Mi kirikiri roa ko ngā piro enei o te wahanga tuatahi ko hanta tērā te parirau matau. Wa whai piro, ana he piro ātima tēnei, kāre mātou te tino mōhio, nā wai te hua. Ngari ka mihi a, ngā paumua katoa nei anō a hanta. Tana kiki ki aia anō. Ko ana te hu peke peke o te pāoro. 36 points to 14 here in this clash. One plays 8. This was the try at the Huda. That was outstanding. Hastings fighting to the last breath. Shout out to all our tamariki mokopuna joined in, and a special shout out to our niece Kaya Moana, who turned 6 this afternoon. We're back underway. Hamilton with the drop out from halfway, symbolising a kick-off as Hastings look to clear it. It's been an awesome first half, Dale.
Yeah, been some great tries too, and Hamilton came in with some intent and some form, but we're seeing a rear guard action here from the home team too, which is really encouraging for them. 36-14, and they've got themselves in the game. 2 tries, the last of them just before the halftime break. And we're looking forward to seeing how they roll out here in the second half. And wonderful to check their line-up as well once again. The Hastings Boys, Taivale, Tonguiha and Perese in the front row. There's a lot going to be asked of them here as we go right back down the other end of the field. Look at the big units here that Cam Morby has at his disposal. He'll be using the bench as well today. Hammond, Kawai, McCarthy. He's got Kent Mills, Amos Evans, Carlos Nordstrom, and Patience Tuapula to use should he want to. And we've seen the effect that the benches have had on the outcome of games as well. It's a long way home here for the Hastings boys. 36 points to 14 as the scrum gets set.
Yeah, unfortunately the scrum comes back and gets set at the spot where the kick went too far past the dead ball line, giving Hamilton an opportunity early in the second half
to feed the scrum here. Let's see what Hamilton decide to do with it. They've got plenty of power in that engine room. Cut out ball out on the far side of the field, and the inside ball is classy as well. This guy has just had a whale of a time, Hunter, and in the end too, just too strong and too disciplined. Great lead-up work for Hamilton Boys High School. I think it was it Sturm there, Moiho, who came through off the end. There's lovely lead-up work here. Beautiful. Yeah. Carson Hunter chimes in. Can't quite get there. Leaves it. There's the pickup and the halfback to finish it off. So Sturm gets his first for the afternoon.
E koia te hurihanga mai o te parirau matau ki te wāhi te taha tūwhera me ki. As you mentioned, Dale, nice inside ball to Hunter, who struts his stuff close to the line, and as good halfbacks do, follow up.
Always on the follow-up here. Miller Sturm's had a good game today. Controls the football and the momentum of his squad very well. He knows what's at his disposal, works it wide when he feels it appropriate, but he's got plenty of power in the engine room as well. 41 points to 14, scoreline here. And let's have another look at how it comes. Now, look at how Hunter chimes in, this inside ball, perfect. And Hunter, I thought he was going in for try number 3. Would have deserved that try, but Sturm was right on his heels as well to follow up on the good lead-up and momentum that was created by what was a rehearsed move, no doubt, from close to the line. Bit of wind coming into play here and at the backs of Hastings for the second half. As we get the restart. 38 minutes gone, 70-minute play this afternoon.
Yeah, very important. The clearance kicks go out still, as we saw the ball drifting all the way to the end as a first error from Botherway.
Yeah, little knock on there. Just looked up to see where the defenders were as he looked to be creative with the football. And just spills the beans right in front of the posts here. So good chance for Hastings and great opportunities for piggybacks always at Hastings.
And never mind the wire pukoro, Dale. When your kids, just grab them a stick from off the ground and they're
happy.
They feel like they're holding
happy
the Excalibur.
Yeah, holding the Excalibur. I don't know about that. So here we are, Hastings with a chance. Samson Kavana McGee has the feeding responsibilities. The boys at the back, are they able to control the football? I think it's been towed forward.
A bit of a bobble. How tā te kaiwa wau.
Is there a word with the front row connections here? It's going to be reset. But again, if you just joined us, of course, Hamilton chasing another Super 8 title. They've been very dominant in the competition. And of course, the rivalry between these two schools and regions is epic. And, obviously the forward pack here at the moment, as is indicative by the scoreline, winning that gain line. But discipline around the breakdown of the territorial battle have been very important here, as we see once again Hastings with the scrum feed. Now they break from the back. It's Kowhanonga who has the ball, needs some support as they muscle up around him. They work it wide. This man scored just before the break as well. Good surging run towards the chalk. The referee is down low, checking out who has the football. It's still with Hastings and working it across to the right-hand side as Ratuere dives for the corner.
Fully deserving. Kāre he tangata tuatu I aia a Ratuere. Mo te roanga ake o te wahanga tuatahi. He's got his try that he's been putting his hand up for, but it really started from the strong carry off the back of the scrum from Kowhanonga. Good recycle. Nearly went the distance here. Was Akiong. Long ball. Playing and flirting with the sideline.
You know, he needed to dive to get there and did it with some style as well. That'll look good on the reel. He'll send home to mum and dad, no doubt. And big ups to our parents who are watching in. We know that there are geographical challenges to come and support and be at the game. Not so in urban settings, but when the Super 8 competition is spread right across the central North Island, it's understandable why coverage is so much appreciated by parents. And Whānau is the kick, looking to add the extra 2 points. And that raises the flags as well. So solid effort here from I guess many might have thought would be well beaten this afternoon. Sure, they've conceded a stack of tries already, but they're showing plenty of courage and grit in their attitude today from Hastings. Tries to Tavale, to Akiong, that's Kato Akiong, and Ratuere, and all converted to give them 21 points on the board, and that's looking pretty good for them.
Yeah, they're certainly showing some character, as we expected from this Proud Rugby program of Tauranga Dale. After falling behind 28 points to nil, they found a response. Crossed the line 3 times now and reminded everyone that this contest is far from over.
Yeah, if they could get over again, well, we might come in for a pulsating conclusion to this outing. For Hamilton, or they want to start the second half strongly. They certainly created the scoreboard advantage, but, you know, Super 8 rugby is built on pressure, and there's been some pressure applied as well. They're still holding a healthy advantage, but Hastings are starting to ask some questions now, and the momentum has shifted slightly. Let's see how we go here with the throw-in from Tunguiha. Hamilton in possession. There's Vako with the throw in there. That's him with his back to us. Let's see how Hastings' defence works here. It's one thing to get some good attack, but they need to also show some real grit and determination with the defensive work. This is Dion Fafita with the football.
Ai aha ko kei mua tonu a kirikiri roa kei ko kitea tātou te manu atoa o Hastings, ka re rātou e tuku noa i te kēmu nei. Anei a kirikiri roa kei waenga i te whira e werohi ana ngā taha e rua. Te namawaru Edwards. Anei hoki mai ai te rewhari ki te wāhi. Ko hāmene hia e here taunga.
Right in front of the post here for Heretonga. This will be a test as well for Hastings Boys High School. Deciding to come across to our broadcast side with the kick and fancying their chances with the line out. Vilivaka goes over to get hold of the football just 5 or 7 metres out from the try line. Big opportunity here for Hamilton. And a big ask defensively for Jason Schumacher and Carl Lowe's young fellas from Heretonga. 41-21, 44 gone. This is Vaka on the throw-in here for Hamilton Boys High School. They've got the call. Can they deliver the accuracy needed? This one's eluded everybody. The bouncer pulled it on the far side of the field, claiming it too is Genesis Taivale. He has it here for Hastings. Back and a charge down as well, but that's gone dead.
Tūhapa ana a kirikiri roa. Bit of a relieving penalty for Hastings. This is the response you want to see from a proud Hastings boys side.
Yeah, I reckon so too, Moiho.
You know, they refuse to let this game drift away.
Some plenty of character, the young fellas.
And they're starting to find more success with the ball in hand.
I remember, I think we called the game when they got across the line against Gisborne, which was their first win of the season for Hastings. They were just elated. It's been a tough year for them as Toiha this time with the throw-in. Hastings need the football.
Ai te tīmatatanga o te kēmu i pōhehe e tihi kai mā taki. Ka hanga tītaha a te oti ngā atu. Hamilton looking to make some changes, but the lineup was already established. So the boys have to come back on, and referee David Clarkson says the throw was not straight.
This little hold up here as he explains his decision to Ethan Hyatt. A few of the young reserves just warming up on the sideline. That's Kent Mills in shot. And it will be an opportunity for Hastings once again for another throw-in by the looks. A few negotiations with the referee, respectfully done, I would suspect. 41-21. Good to have you with us here this afternoon, and thanks again to all of our sponsors who make the coverage happen. It is Kirikiri Roa who have the football peeled off the back here from Makaele Hala. There's the roll on. Hastings will have to be very careful here with their defensive structures. Some intent centre field here. Lots to like about what we've been seeing here. Keep an eye out for Hunter. He's chimed in as well. Finds Benny Ward on the far side of the field and unloads onto Dehar Elliott on the far side. Kicking back infield. It is cleaned up there by Kavala McGee. Hastings under pressure into the end goal. Left foot kick looking for touch. That's been charged down and then recovered by Hastings. Penalty, wanting to get on with it quickly. A slew of players ready to come on and contribute as well here for Coach Cam Morby. Kicking to the far side of the field and looking or fancying their chances in the line out. It's wonderful work from the wingers. On the right-hand side, Carson Hunter and Liam DeHart Elliott too with that clever work on the left edge. 21 in the mix, Carlos Nordstrom, right at the front of the line out. And stolen and straight through the middle. Referee's having a look as he signalled yes, and it is. It's the number 3, Mitchell Matangi. He gets credited with the try, and that's him with the smile on his dial.
Kōpaki miti tuatahi peo te tau. Might be his first meat pie. He crawls his way like an infant to the line.
It was a bit of a crawl. Yeah, I guess it was, really. But he got there, and that's the main thing. 46-21. 48 minutes gone here in this clash. Super 8 rugby, the last pool clash of the year. Thanks again to Bailey's, Nativa, Anchor. They've been all great sponsors on Whakaata Māori to bring all the action. There's the kick from wide out. Unsuccessful. But still running through the try scorers. There have been some great tries as well for Hamilton Boys High School. Top guns in Super 8 for a long time, but they're certainly going to have all of their skills on display when they come into finals.
It was more like an army crawl than a toddler crawl, Dale.
Yeah, fair enough too. I like the way you backed out of that. So Hunter and Vaka Ward. Hunter's been in twice. Sturm, Matangi, try scorers here today for the visitors from Kirikiriroa. Here's the bounce. It's tapped back to. It'll be into the hands of Hamilton Boys High School, and they keep on the roll. This time, 19 is Kent Mills. He has the football. Carlos Nordstrom taking over the work here of Miller Sturm at the base of the scrum by the looks of things, as the changes are rung in here by Coach Cam Morby. No doubt the Hastings coaching staff will be tempted to do likewise. We'll try and keep you posted as these replacements come on. Far side of the field, lovely little run here from Patience to a pull-up. It's Patience with the football now, runs into the arms of Mikhaili on the far side. Still in possession, Hamilton. 5 metres inside enemy territory.
Oh, well, here we are with the troops on from the sideline. This is 16, Hunter Hammond. Just deciding to slow things down a little bit, but referee MΑORI David Clarkson brings it back to a indiscretion. 46 plays 21 here in the last round robin. Rauna whakamutunga tērā wiki e homa. Tūhono mai koutou ki te whiringa toa whakamutunga. Ki reira tūtaki anō ai a Ahuriri, Napier, kia Kirikiriroa. Patience to Apola comes on and challenges the opposition. Deciding to kick to touch. Botherway has had an awesome stint. Jackson, I suppose, being subbed out for Patience to Apola as the ball is kept in. I thought quite nicely, but the flag's raised. Possibly with the foot on the line.
Bit of wind at the back here of Hastings Boys High School, but as you can see, some intent to clock up a big scoreline as they go into finals. That's what's on the cards here for Hamilton Boys, just wanting to contain the damage, really. Hastings, we played strongly, bearing in mind they've only won the one game this season. It's been a tough year at the office, as the saying goes, as we see Hamilton Boys High School again issuing another challenge to that defensive line, going around the short side as well, bullocking, bulldozing sort of an effort as well. And the big 19, Kent Mills, close to the line, heading towards that try line. The referee's having a decent look.
Wahikina, kāre anō te poro kia tau ki te rarangi mā. That's the response of a championship side.
Restart here from Gabe Taha. Sends it from underneath the crossbar. And now 20 on the roll is Amos Evans. Good carry from Amos. Beautiful run from the young man who's just made his way onto the field. Hamilton really buoyed by the introduction of these reserves. This bounce is going to be important. Bounces back on the inside here for Marshall Moore. He has the football 10 metres out from the try line. Sliding into dummy into the halfback role is Nordstrom.
Oh, Hamilton now looking to close out this contest, while Hastings continue to fight for every position and every point in these final stages.
No worries there. Mitchell Matangi has the football here. And Hamilton, I'll notice Hastings. The big six, Ethan Hyatt has the ball now. 10 out from the try line. Hamilton boys on the roll. Another big push in from Matangi. Looking good. And the inside ball is classy as well. That's to Ben Ward. Tough times here for Hastings. And Hastings will get hold of the football.
Well, full credit to Hastings, though, Dale. They've continued to challenge and haven't refused to drop their heads. They've shown resilience, and that's been a feature of their season.
Absolutely. There's their number 6, Kingston Reid, who gets up as we kick to the far side of the field. DeHaar's right boot from the posts. A little bit of wind assistance. Does he get it to the touchline on the far side? Yes, indeed. The flag is up on the far side of the field. Let's have another look at this powerhouse run. This is the new man on Kent Mills, who gets it onto Amos Evans. Beautiful work. This is Ward chiming in.
We saw a beauty of a flick pass last week with Napier. Similar play here. Ngari me mihi kia Hastings, ke te whawhai tonu rātou. Kai te mau tonu te mana o te kapa.
Wonderful to have you with us this Saturday afternoon. Up and down the country celebrating our winter codes, of course. Now Hastings with the football and a bit of grit this time from Taivale. He's had a strong game, Genesis. And you've got to take your hat off. They haven't stopped trying, Hastings. Perhaps not with the same firepower their opposition have brought down from the Waikato. But they're still keeping themselves in the game again. Is that Taivale once again? He's had a strong game. The Genesis, that's him on the ground. And, still those looking at potential honours. It's a family game, of course. Rugby players of the future on the sideline. Kick towards touch on the far side of the field.
Well, Hamilton's ability to absorb pressure from Hastings and strike back throughout different moments of the game has been very impressive. Te kapa o ngā paumua kua kaha whakaritea te tuāpapa, and the platform's been set all afternoon. Mari kei te kitea, kei te rongo tonu I te whawhai, a here taunga, ana ko enei miniti whakamutunga. It's very important for Hamilton and Hastings to show discipline, accuracy, and finishing the match strongly.
Yeah, absolutely. They won't want to blow out of the scoreline. It's been impressive, actually, what Hastings have been able to do. Remember that at one stage they were down 21-0, and to fight back with 3 tries themselves. Yes, they've conceded a couple in this second half, but 46-21, reads much better than what some might have expected, where it could creep up into big cricket-type scorelines. Here's the throw-in. Nice work here for Hamilton. Let's ride with them as we see the impressive young men from the Waikato continuing to ask questions, to probe and push through the middle. The bit of grit and grind that they're renowned for as well, well on show. As reaching in for the ball there is the replacement on. That's Carlos Nordstrom.
Yeah, I think there was an accidental head clash here with the clock stopped. There's referees just coming back to check player welfare. Mātāmua ko te oranga o ngā kaitākaro, mātāmuri ko te whakataitai.
One thing we do know about Hamilton, yellow card, he's not been on long today. What we do know about them is that they sort of know that when they're under pressure, they just are able to lift it another gear. They've got some great strike power, and that's what makes them one of our top-notch kura, the sport of rugby and other sports, of course. 22 to kick for touch on the far side of the field. This is Patience to a puller. Beauty to have you with us here this afternoon. Patience doesn't find touch. And there's an opening through the middle. Here's, he took a solid hit. Ruatere, he's been one of the stars of the show here from Hastings. Still with the football. Nicely picked up as well. Kingston Reid has it. And this time he does lose it. It's gone to ground. where it's wrapped up at the back there by Ethan Hyatt. But we'll come back here once again, this excitement machine. Jimmy One, Ratuere, when he gets hold of the ball, when anything can happen, this is him on the fly, but so he took a big shot, still staying alive here.
E wai mari e pohehe noku ko te pāhi whakamua. And that's the challenge of holding the ball in one hand, likely to fumble. Playing down.
You always like to hold it in one hand. All young fellas do, really. And of course, we're seeing those sly little offloads and flick passes that have become very prevalent in our contact sports. And everyone wants to be able to utilise them should the opportunity arise. 12 minutes to play here in the match. Nice image there of the scoreboard and the killer in the background. Very established, one of our oldest kura in the Tauranga region. Same with Hamilton Boys High Schools, proud traditions. 150 or so, I guess, years old, some of these kura are. New Plymouth Boys, I know I'm guessing here a little bit, but they seem to have been around since Adam wore shorts, as the saying goes. And of course, the school's a founding member of the Super 8, Hamilton Boys High School. They joined back in, I think it was 97, to create a stronger sporting comp. This Super 8, rugby and cricket actually, were the original sports before the competition expanded across many other codes. Great kick. Fantastic.
Could be a 50-22, Dale.
Is it a fly in the commentary booth that you're waving your arms around?
Trying to get bloody rid of him. Shoe fly, don't bother me.
That's right, as the saying goes.
Just up to the 60th minute mark e homa. Ko te roa ngāke o e nei hawhe, ko te 35 miniti. Down a player as well, just come onto the field also. 10 minutes remaining here of the last round of robin clash. As the top of the table, Kirikiriroa take on the 8th.
This is good practice. This is good practice for the final. Controlling this football, as you can see here. They are well in control at the moment, Hamilton Boys High School. Referee's having a decent look. Let's see if we can find out who's credited with the try as he gets to his feet.
Hunter Hammond, ki taku te tiro.
There he is. Well, we like what we see. And they're going to need all of this practice, rehearsal and skill when they go into the finals. Let's see them working the magic here close to the line. Hastings trying to stay with them, but so full of intent and technique. And the squad, that'll really please Cam Morby, that try. Not flash to look at, but it was a hard graft and ultimately pays dividends. Try scorer, Hammond in jersey number 16. Now with the kicking responsibilities, 51-21. Again, take nothing away from Hastings. There's always a risk that this scoreline could blow out. I think they've kept it pretty contained and can hold their heads high at its conclusion. Hamilton continue to build their lead here in the second half. The visitors have shown exactly why they're one of the benchmark rugby programs in Super 8. There's no doubt about that. But Hastings, too, deserve plenty of credit. After a difficult first half, they've come out with real intent here in the second. Conceded some tries, yes, but showing plenty of character.
Kirikiriroa now looking to close this one out strongly. Well, Hastings will continue to search for opportunities. Tainoa ki te tangihanga o te wihara whakamutunga. It's been a long season for engari tikana kia mihi a rātou. Ana koe ki anō a Kirikiriroa ki te 50 mātahi piro. Mai te mautonu te mana o Hamilton I tēnei wā. He kaha te whakautu a Hastings I te haurua tuarua. Ana ko te mahi I nāne mo ngā kapa e rua. Kia whakaotihia tēnei wahanga o te rauna whakamutunga.
They have respect for each other in the way that they can control field position and their abilities in the line-out domain. And as is proven there, kicking for touch, getting the ball back through the line-out, now in good field position to mount yet another challenge. Plenty of speed out wide and reliant on it as Israel Marshall Moore gets hold of the ball. Far side of the field, seen some wonderful work here from Liam DeHart. Elliott, he manages to keep the ball alive. Still more pressure and taking it in. Marshall Moore with a double handle on the play. Inside enemy territory, it's been reefed loose. Play on, says the referee. Down the left-hand side they go. This time it's Carlos Nordstrom who's in control of the football, gets it away, and Hastings forced to scramble here, and scramble they do.
Yeah, a bit of flair, a bit of razzle dazzle from the left edge. Dropping the pill onto the foot. Just goes astray. We see the quick tap here taken by 21. A bit of a short side raid.
Malachi Hala, has been good. That's him.
Backtracking.
He's just looking to get himself in position should the ball come his way. The big number 4.
Oh, the schoolball may be opening up, but the spirit of the rugby, of schoolboy rugby, I suppose, is on display here. 2 proud schools, proud rugby cultures, and this 70 minutes of commitment's been quality.
There's some good tries. Hunter's been good today. Matangi, Sturm, all contributing. But, the try scorers can't do it without the lead-up work. And look at this powerhouse scrummaging as well. Hastings with the football. They delivered it up cleanly. And again, another powerful carry. I love those sort of shunting runs this time from Aida. Rawe te mahi o ngā tauiro ngā kura.
Aoki whakamuri. And back to the penalty. Playing with a bit of heart with a man down.
Must be due back soon. This is the 11, kicking for touch on the far side. Gabe Deha. Hastings boys, again, proving that they deserve to be in the competition and they'll play heartily. And they're going all the way with that. That ball didn't find touch, so it's put them under pressure somewhat. Here's Kent Mills again with another push forward at the back and delivering up. Everyone's having a little go. Here's the wide ball, the cut-out ball across the top. It's ambitious, but also effective. Popped up beautifully. Out now to Hunter. Hunter gets the kick back on the inside. Pressure on at the back for the take and making a mark. Referee says, on you go. So, clever play. Thinking as well as we go into the last 5 minutes of action here from Hastings Boys High School. Elusive is the 11. That's Liam DeHart Elliott. He's done some fine work today. Once again, we see the big engine room. It's been very dominant today. Vaka, Matangi, Hala, Puamo. And on the side, of course, Foot, Hyatt and Edwards at the back. It's been an impressive showing here from Cam Warby's squad. Not all on the field now, but certainly the early setup. 51-21. And into the last 4.5 minutes or so of play here from Hastings. You're watching Super 8 Rugby here on Whakaata Māori, the home of rangatahi sport. Thanks to Caltex, Nativa, Apollo, Anchor, and all have contributed across the year. Of course, Whakaata Māori and Māori Plus, hope you've all got them locked and loaded on your computers and phones. Some amazing programs coming through those platforms. And of course, Whakaata Māori there on your TV screens in your lounge rooms as well. But there's a mobility factor with Whakaata Māori and Māori Plus. As we see a surging run from Kowhanonga again. Wouldn't it delight those sidelines today if this young squad were able to get another try in? On the far side of the field and coming back inside is Deha. He's had a solid game, the 11 here for Hastings. Whipping the ball back. This is Mapusanga. And on now to the 16, he comes careering towards the line. Replacements on, it's Pailate. Fullback, and alive in a dive too for Genesis Taivale.
Well, there's been no one more deserving.
He scored the first try, and perhaps that might be the last, maybe not, but Taivale certainly deserves some acknowledgement. He's done his best and wonderful lead-up work as well from the reserves who've come on. And then sliding in, here's Taivale looming down the left edge. Here's the big fella, and he gets himself a dive to boot.
Yeah, he must have to share the hot chips and the raspberry lemonade with his inside man. Number 16, Vaingolo Pailate. It's kind enough to dish the ball on, draw the man in and pass. Fruit for Genesis Taivale.
Here's what's ahead for his man of the tee, Gabe Deha. We'll follow him through. Give him the big razzmatazz call. The crowd goes silent. The young man steps in knowing that 2 points is locked and loaded here on Whakaata Māori. He's a picture of concentration as he steps in, strikes it, and is it going to go? Yes, it is! Straight through the middle. 2 more points for the cause for Hastings. And Gabe Deha splits the upright with accuracy and class. That was it.
I really liked it. Normally the commentator puts the curse on him. And the kind distribution was from Pairaro Mikaele. Kia ora pai.
Hastings don't want to concede another try. It's just a minute and a half. On the other hand, Hamilton will want to score another one. You know, they might have expected to have a romp here this afternoon. Well, Hastings have stood up, haven't they? And said, well, not on our turf. We're going to be playing as strong as we can. It's been a good showing by them. Hamilton with possession. But the game's not over yet as they chip over the top. Bounce important here. And it beats everyone into touch on the far side of the field.
Well, Hastings, Keone Huama have won the second half battle through effort and determination. However, Hamilton's first half performance created the foundation for their success this afternoon. And it's good. I suppose there are some work-ons for Cam coming into the final up against Napier next week in Hamilton.
They certainly showed plenty of skill and, of course, pride. And, you know, this is what you ask from our young players as we see the action. As we wrap up the game on the far side of the field, it is the home team who have possession. They're a long way from where they want to be. Once again, Taivale has been so good this afternoon. As they whip it across as well. Defence solid. The tackler there has been just outstanding. Carson Hunter with a couple of beautiful tries in his own right. Hastings in possession, working it across the field onto the far side, trying to get a break there for one of our faves. It's Jimmy Ratuere. He's been superb. But it's back into the hands of the lads from Kirikiriroa, and they might get last roll of the dice. Hamish McCarthy's in the mix. But a little knock on there, and the referee can't be too far away from calling it quits here. 51-28. Wonderful to have you with us here this afternoon and to witness these two proud schools going head to head. In the end, Hamilton went in as favourites, and that has been fulfilled with a good victory over Hastings Boys.
Akati ka nui ngā mihi ki ngā kapa e rua, o tira ngā kapa e waru. Wa whakapaukaha, wa whakapeto ngoi, ko whakaheke wera mo te roanga ake o tēnei tau. E rua ngā kapa ko whai wāhi atu ki te kanikane nunui, ki te whiringa toa whakamutunga ko ahuriri tēnā, ana ko Kirikiriroa anō hoki tērā. Engari I tēnei wā, e tika kia mihia, a here taunga, going down to a strong Hamilton outfit, 51 points to 28.
Yeah, it's been a fine game here this afternoon here in Moiho. Some wonderful young athletes on display, and really that's what Whakaata Māori are in the mix for, is to provide a platform where we can celebrate their efforts. Half-time, well in front, down 21 points to 0 Hastings, but a good fight back to give them some credit, and in the end, stand proud with their efforts in Super 8 2028. From me, Dale, and from Moiho, wishing you well as we see some of the highlights of the try scoring here this afternoon. Some beautiful work from especially the outside men from both squads.
Mutu ana tēnei whakarāpapototanga me ki o te kemu e hoa maka. Tiro hia tātou. Ko wai ngā kapa e rua ko whai wāhi atu ki te whiringa toa whakamutunga. We see some awesome efforts from both teams. The match of two halves, Hamilton exploded out of the blocks, dominating the majority of the game. Hastings boys showed heart as well and resilience. The future of our rugby programs is strong after trailing 28 points to 0. They responded in the second half as well, and Hamilton's ability to absorb pressure was second to none. Kāti, e hoa mā koutou e mātakitaki mai na anei. Te grand final e hoa mā, te whiringa toa whakamutunga ka tū, a te rārāhoroi, te tuawaru o aku hata ki runga i a whakaata Māori ko kirikiri roa tērā, ko ahuriri tērā. It's been a pleasure to bring you coverage once again of the round robin Super 8 clash. Next week we'll be at the big dance in Hamilton. And also, don't go anywhere. CNI Rugby Grand Final is St Paul's College up against St Peter's of Cambridge. Thank you to the 10 schools that have participated in the Central North Island competition. But for the Super 8, e hoa mā, we've got Hamilton up against Ahuriri. Dale, who are you backing?
I'm not getting into the backing. I'm into the celebrating for both teams. It's been beautiful to have an afternoon with you celebrating the efforts of these two teams. And we bid farewell on behalf of all the teams who have been part of the Super 8 program in 2026. Final still to come. Thank you for joining us. We bid you farewell from Hastings Boys High School today. Hamilton Boys defeating Hastings Boys High School 51-28. On behalf of myself, Dale, and of course Moiho, wishing you well until next time. Mauri ora kia tātou.